welcome in. This is week 3 of the NFL on Not Another Sports Show.
Yeah, this is the sports show.
I'm Cujo.
And I'm Brian Italian. Man, what a week in the NFL. Honestly, the last game, that Monday Night Football game was maybe the most exciting part of the week because there was a lot of injuries and a lot of non-passing touchdowns. But you know what? What a game, Monday Night Football.
It was great.
I mean,
Not
Kirk
really.
Cousins is that dude.
Primetime Kirk.
I mean,
is back.
You put him up there with Tom Brady, Peyton Manning,
Joe Montana.
Tony Romo in the fourth quarter of final 2-minute drives.
Yeah.
I mean, the rest of the time, not so much. But you know what?
We're not going to sit here and act like Saquon dropping a screen didn't lead to this.
All right, so
this shouldn't have even happened.
look, guys, I mean, I am not wearing the Saquon jersey today, but that's
what
not...
jersey do you have? Model
is,
for the fans?
Yeah, I mean, this is the old Reebok. This is, as you can see...
Brandon Marshall? Oh, Tebow Nation.
That's right.
Seems like it's been that long since we had a quarterback like that.
It has been about that long, and this is my favorite jersey, to be honest with you.
It's a nice jersey.
I should have rocked the Saquon, though, because you know what? I feel for the guy.
I stand with Saquon.
Yeah, me too.
Because I don't really care about the Eagles either way.
No. I feel for him. He was having such a great game before that, too. I mean, the dude's just killing it this season, and to see that happen, you can take Saquon out of New York, but you can't take New York out of Saquon.
That's touching.
Yeah, unfortunately.
How long did that take you to come up with?
I was just still thinking about it as I said it, but
that's pretty good off the cuff.
Yeah, but like you said, he let his team down, and he's gonna, and like Jalen Hurts said, they're going to be better from this. Now, granted, last season, it just kind of spiraled out of control. Like, they didn't actually get better from their losses. They actually got worse. But it's early, and I think, more than anything, this just catalyzed the Atlanta Falcons season, really. That's all they did. They helped boost they saved the Atlanta Falcons season is what
they
did.
really just sell off after 2 weeks. If they would have lost, go 0-2, just sell off.
Like I said, we've seen a lot out of Kirk in the last 2 minutes of football games before. He's just got to figure out for the other 58 minutes.
Yeah, but who cares?
So
about what you do in the final 2.
But I mean, here's the thing: is this week, we had a lot of, interesting outcomes. I would say, fantasy, I think started off hot. Everybody was projected. I don't know about your guys' leagues, but all mine, all these projections were electric. They were all supposed to be like, yeah, this team's 200, this team's 180. And by the time the week was over, it was like people are squeaking by.
Cowboys.
Yeah,
all my teams died, and I felt like with the Cowboys.
That's how all mine did. The entire league is injured.
Yeah, it's rough. Now, I got something to say.
That's just what it is. That's just what it is.
I'm sick of injuries. I'm sick of the product we just saw. Through the first 2 weeks of the football season, this product has been shit. Maybe we need to reconsider what the preseason actually is useful for. Building camaraderie. Building chemistry. Not getting hurt. Getting your body eased back into game speed. Not just going from 0 to 100 and then ending up injured with these soft tissue injuries, all these other things. It's just not a good product. I mean, we looked, there's like 67 passing touchdowns or something through so far. Last year, there was like 120. So you're taking a dip half in offense. That's a joke. This product right now, not good. It sucks. First 2 weeks, not great.
Wow, he needed 45 seconds. That was all he needed for that one. I mean, that's just what it is.
That's just what it is.
I mean, I agree. I think I've seen more injuries in the first 2 weeks. All the top guys.
It's getting crazy.
If they're not actually out, they're questionable going into week. I mean, literally. I mean, look at like Justin Jefferson.
Gets hurt again.
Amon-Ra
goes down in the middle of the game. Debo's now out. Like Pacheco's done.
Mixon.
Mixon wasn't his
Well,
fault. He got
He did.
dropped. He
That,
got
that was
hip
also
dipped.
legal. If you,
That is
I don't
not
have-
supposed to happen.
I don't have 60 seconds on that one, but I do have like 3 seconds, and it was an illegal tackle.
Oh my
so
God, it was terrible.
They need to follow that one
Disgusting.
up. But yeah, I mean,
Cooper Cup now.
yeah, but
Man, what a great run.
yeah,
we had
the Rams,
with Cooper.
we had 1 week, so and we didn't even have we had 1 week for it. You know,
It was a good one.
yeah. Kind of pathetic though. I mean, it's just the amount of injuries stacking up.
Yeah, and you're just there's so many penalties, man. It's getting so hard to watch. You got like seems like 18 to 20 penalties every game.
Yep.
The game just has no pace. It has no tempo right now. It's just tough to watch.
But you know what's not tough to watch?
What's that?
Baker Mayfield.
Oh, the Bakers, man.
I mean, let's be real. We all talked about this preseason. The MVP race was definitely going to be Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr, and Sam Darnold. We said
Dude,
that
I have those
the
tickets
first
just waiting to
episode.
cash.
Yeah, we
I hammered those.
You know, like we all knew that was what this MVP race was going to be looking like, right?
Yeah. Who didn't? We were talking how much Derek Carr was underrated.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what we
Right?
were talking. Yeah, you guys remember that?
Yeah. Go back and watch
Yeah,
the film.
yeah.
Get the views up.
Yeah, actually.
Just to prove the point.
Make sure you watch every minute so that you can go see that.
Yeah.
But we also we knew the Saints offense was going to put up 90 plus points in the first 2 weeks as well.
Man, they 14 for 14. Carr is on leading drives. They're all
Unbelievable.
scoring.
I mean, the Saints are very far
They
the
went
real
marching
deal.
in the end zone quite a bit against Dallas.
And let me just say, honestly, Shaheed should be owned in every single league.
Oh, easily.
He's not just that like deep threat kind of guy. He's a little bit of a Gabe Davis type guy, but he's actually a focal point of the offense at this point.
Yeah, he's
a
not
team
the
player.
one, but like he's like a 1B for them.
Yeah, he's a team player. I mean, he is the one right now compared to what Olave is doing.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's closer to their Tyreek Hill.
Oh, he is.
So yeah, it's a crazy week.
Concern in Dallas.
No concern. I think it got
You just
out of
paid
hand.
Dak a lot of money to not be able to keep up.
Well, how about I say this? There's always concern in Dallas. No new concern. It's kind of the same old same.
It's just Dallas.
Yeah, it's the same old same concern for them. A huge storyline. Our boy Sam Darnold. Another MVP guy we talked about.
Sam Darnold was talking that shit after too.
23
He
to
was talking
17.
that shit to the Niners of like, yeah, you shouldn't have let me go.
Shouldn't have cut me.
I respect it.
I agree.
Hey, I said Darnold like actually wasn't that bad. You
Yeah.
know, it was he just needed to be in a decent offense. And
Right.
this Vikings offense is clicking on all cylinders. And
Yeah.
that's even with Jets being in and out of the lineup.
Oh yeah. No, I mean I can see this being actually a solid year for them.
You know, one team I am concerned about?
Who's that?
The Ravens.
Yeah. 0-2.
We gotta give the homage to the Raiders. You know,
We do.
classic Raiders W.
Man, 26-23 over Baltimore.
That is so bad. You're
Yeah.
at home if you're the Ravens. Come on, man.
That's rough.
What are we doing?
Hey, all credit due to the Raiders.
Justin Tucker dead?
Yeah, it's my fault.
He can't kick over 50 now.
This is the first time I've ever had him in fantasy, and let me just tell you, he's
Drop
missed
him
every week.
right now.
Yeah, it's my fault.
All these owners out there, all the Ravens fans, like Justin Tucker can't make anything from 50 now.
Yeah,
Shame.
it's
a shame.
It's a shame. Just like the Broncos, also a shame. We got a lot of Broncos gear going on here. And
We do.
Let me just tell you, it's not. It's just one.
It's early.
It's another year. We're back again.
We're back. I mean,
Do you-
the defenses look good.
Did you hear? Did you hear Bo's post game?
Hey.
So tell us about that. Tell us about
drop
that
back?
interception in the
Threw
end
it
zone.
to him.
Drop back and threw the other team the ball.
It's accurate. That's as
accurate.
easy as that. Did you
That's-
hear like the music he likes to listen to before games?
Who's
to
that?
get
What's that?
hyped?
What's that?
Little Christian gospel. He doesn't like to get too pumped. He likes to stay calm.
I mean, it is relaxing. You know,
You know,
they're very positive. Christian rock's very positive.
the Lord needs to help them score on offense. Is
He
what
does.
happens.
He does. He needs to step up. We need that help. That Kansas City and Bengals game. What do we? What are your thoughts on this?
Yes, it was pass interference. There was also a hold.
Yeah.
But this is classic Bengals, man.
Yeah.
They start out 0-2 all the
Yeah.
time.
It's nothing
It's
new.
not a great way to
Nothing new.
go.
No.
I mean,
But they figure it out usually.
They had it. 4th and 15, 4th and 20. You just can't make that pass interference.
Man, and
There was a hold on the Chiefs on that same play, but
it was pass interference. You're right.
it was pass interference.
And
Like,
yeah,
that's fine.
I mean, we can sit here and point out like missed calls on Kansas City, and
Like
we're gonna
always.
we're always gonna do. We're gonna continue to do that because it's true, you know. But maybe are we looking too closely? Maybe that happens all the time on other teams, but maybe not. Maybe there's
mean-
a script in the NFL. We're not saying
We got
there
a
is.
copy of it. What?
Right.
Oh yeah, no, we don't. We don't have
No
a copy.
No.
No. You know,
Definitely not.
They do. Harrison Butker though,
The
clutch
dude,
as they come.
yeah, he's the new Justin Tucker.
You know where he went to school?
I figure I know.
Do you?
No.
Georgia Tech.
Oh man.
Georgia Tech
Go,
show.
go Jackets.
Hey.
Not a Georgia
Georgia
Tech show.
Tech taking over the NFL
Well,
a little bit.
they can't figure it out in college, but they do tend to
3-1.
they do tend to churn out some NFL talent.
Jordan Mason, another big week.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe McCaffrey's just not that good.
well, yeah, something like that.
What else we got? Highlights
Well,
from this past week.
So
I feel like there's something you want to say. Like I know there's something we're going to talk about. I'm
there's-
just waiting for you because we haven't talked about it at all. Actually,
well, there's a couple things, but yeah, the Malik Neighbors
that was great,
had 19 targets.
but he did cost them the game.
He costed them game. I told you guys to pick him up in daily. I told you guys to maybe use him in your parlays, in your pick threes, props, all that. Wasn't wrong. 28 fantasy points, even more in daily, and also on the other side of the ball, like Jaden Daniels is legit.
Do you think he's the best rookie in this class
He
right now?
has been the best rookie in this class right now. And they won. I mean, they did end up winning the game. He's looked the best. He's kind of everything that I was proving in the preseason when I was like, I don't think he's that good, but yet he's proven me wrong every step of the way, and I think he's doing it again. And I'm only waiting for the inevitable injury because it's going to happen. He got smashed last game. He got smashed week 1. Got knocked out of the game for a second. I mean, I was like, oh, here it is. He's out. Now he's going to be out for like 6 weeks at least, but he came back.
I thought the whole goal was for him not to run as much.
Well,
I mean,
he has
carried the
no
ball
choice.
10 times.
He has no choice. That line is coming. He either has to drop, he has to get the ball out quick, or he's running.
Are you
And he also just
are you concerned he got sacked 5 times?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Giants defense elite or
No.
Washington's
No.
line is just that bad.
It's that bad, and I'm concerned a little bit as a McLaurin owner because
Dude, he got
doesn't.
8 targets,
Yeah,
6 catches,
yeah,
22 yards.
yeah.
That is not great.
But that's another testament to the line. He can't get down the field fast enough. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's that he hasn't really been targeting him like as much as I think I would like him to. But at the same time, like you can't get him the ball. He's running these deep routes. There's no time.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know where it turns around though, because if it's a line issue, I don't know if that gets corrected.
Right.
Like that's not a McLaurin issue. It's not really a issue from Daniels. Like it's just a bad, shitty line.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know the game you want to talk about. Want to talk about.
What you talking about? What's that?
It's the Packers. Hey, I
Yeah.
picked the Packers and pick them.
Yeah. You did.
Even with being
Yeah.
without Jordan Love, actually, the game plan turned out pretty well.
Yeah.
Malik Willis played very well.
Yeah.
He only threw the ball 14 times, completed 12 of them.
Even had the ball. He
Had a touchdown.
Even had to run a throw up ball
Yeah.
in the middle of the game. Still did it.
I mean, he
look-
ran the ball 6 times for 40 yards.
For not being in this offense long at all, like the dude actually came in and
He had an 82.6 QBR. That's solid, man.
if you're a Colts fan, you're a little concerned though.
Oh.
And not just a little concerned, you're a lot concerned.
Dude, I'm so confused with the Colts fucking game plan here, man.
Yeah.
Like, I rather the Packers win this game.
Sure.
So, like, rooting interest, yeah, I'd rather the Packers win. But from a standpoint of, like, the Colts, they acted like they were, like, way out of this game. They had abandoned the run. They didn't use Jonathan Taylor in the fourth quarter. And the coach is like, well, we were in the right spot. What the fuck do you mean?
Right.
Jonathan Taylor had 12 carries for 103 yards. You're telling me you can't work that into the offense and said you'd rather have Anthony Richardson out here throwing 3 picks?
Yeah.
You think that's the better offensive game plan?
No.
It was 16-10.
I mean, Alec Pierce, that's who you want to get the ball to time and time again.
God.
That's who they were feeding. I mean, he led their team in fantasy week 1, and this week they were like, let's just get him some targets, you know?
And here's the other thing is, like, they didn't want to use Jonathan Taylor as much in the passing game. He caught 2 balls for 32 yards.
Yeah.
He had an 18-yarder and a 14-yarder. Why are you not getting him the ball in space? He's your best weapon.
Once again, I mean, if you're a Colts fan, you're worried. 12 carries, 103 yards. I mean,
And the thing is, like, Anthony Richardson put the ball in the deck twice, too.
Yeah.
On top of the 3 interceptions.
it wasn't good.
He wasn't protecting the ball. You know, talent-wise, like, pure, like, abilities, all that. He's got all the intangibles. He's got the physical attributes. He's not a good decision maker.
Not currently.
He's a
no.
great athlete. He's a shitty quarterback.
Wow. The disrespect just being
What
thrown
has he
around.
done? What has he done?
I agree.
What has he done to prove that he's
Well,
good at playing quarterback?
He's proving that he's not a good quarterback.
Like, 3 touchdowns on the year, 4 picks. Come on.
Malik Willis, 12 for 14.
Malik's that dude.
They're like, you know what? How about we just get Josh Jacob 32 carries, 151 yards? How do you like that?
That was impressive.
Now,
It
the
stopped
caveat,
after the first half.
the
It got
caveat is
stopped.
the fumble in the end zone absolutely crushed me.
Could have put the game
Absolutely
away, and you're just like,
Absolutely crushed my soul. I was like, and it was early too, and I was like, oh my, here we go. Like, this is his downfall. The season's done. Like, they're gonna just stop giving him the ball. No, they just
they don't have any other options though now.
which is great because I was like, wow, they're gonna stop giving him. No, we're gonna actually give it to him like 25 more times.
Yeah, because Marshawn Lloyd also
Yeah,
got hurt. First
right.
game, then gets hurt.
Yeah.
Now he's out.
So they have nobody.
They have Emmanuel Wilson, who is not very good. At
Which he could have had. He ended up with 13 fantasy points on 151 yards. Because 0 targets.
That's wild.
Literally
to me. Like, he
0
only had
targets.
13 fantasy
Literally
points.
0 targets. He was like RB 25,
Man.
which is exactly.
That sounds about where I said he could be.
That's the way you were talking, and I'm like, but he ended up with 150. He led the league in rushing this week, and yet 13 fantasy points, and that hurts. That hurts too, because I'm like, man. Look, he left 8 points on the table. If he could just get a couple freaking targets, like don't even give him 32 carries, just give him like 15 and like some touches. The dude's averaging like 5 yards a carry this season.
Yeah.
So, and he looks good. I don't know what you think, but he actually
I thought
looks
he
good.
looked really good this game. This looked like a more throwback Josh Jacobs from like a couple years ago. Now
Once again,
it kind of stopped in the second half. The Indy shifted and like they weren't as successful running the ball the second half of the game.
yeah,
The
but they
first
also
half he
knew.
torched.
It was pretty scripted.
Well, yeah, you
at
knew
that
he was
point.
gonna like run it.
The other caveat is that you know who had like 32 carries the week before,
Joe Mixon
also against the Colts.
run against the Colts.
So, so it's a little bit of telling of once again how bad the Colts is. Now, granted, for the Colts, luckily, their entire division is trash.
Whoa, Texans are good.
Texans are the
Don't
only
disrespect Houston
the
like
Texans are the only team who has a win in that division.
that. That is a fact.
So yeah, you're right. I shouldn't trash the Texans, but if you take 3 out of 4 teams and they're all defeated,
it's Houston.
that's a
Houston's
trash division, yeah.
it's trash.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we knew it was going to be trash coming into the
Yeah.
year. We knew it was really the Texans, and
Yeah.
now like you got to be concerned if you're Jaguars fans too.
absolutely. I think we were
Trevor Lawrence.
We
is
said
like,
that was
eh.
the score. That was the storyline coming into this season was to see if Trevor Lawrence could turn that corner. And 14 for 30, 220, I mean, that's not going to cut it.
It's not great.
And it's against the Browns, and you're in Trevor Banks Stadium. You hate to see it.
You do.
Gets sacked in the end zone on a possibly game-tying drive. You hate to see it.
I mean, positive. Brian Thomas, 94 yards on 2 catches, but
yeah,
big playability.
Yeah,
that's what you want to see.
Yeah, no, I'm still big on Brian Thomas this year. The problem is you got to have a quarterback and get him the ball. You got to have an offense that can facilitate him getting receptions. I mean, Daniel Jones was able to find the other LSU receiver, targeting him almost 20 times.
Is Daniel Jones better than Trevor Lawrence? Is that what you're saying to me right now?
I think
that's what you said.
There actually was a stat line, and they have the almost identical stats
pretty wild.
For their entire career, and it's actually kind of crazy. But yeah, so some pretty interesting games this week. Seattle beat New England. The Jets beat Tennessee.
Cardinals beat the shit out of the Rams. Rams have nobody left.
What do you like about Kyler?
I like a lot about Kyler.
I do too. I needed to see more after week 1, and I saw a lot.
Marvin Harrison looked great.
Marvin Harrison finally got off.
James Conner just continues to be consistent.
No, James Conner is just that guy. Like
he's just underrated.
Yes.
Like, let's call it what it is. Everyone's like, He's a solid fantasy option like all the time.
He's a dog.
When he's healthy, he's a dog.
Kyler is so much better than I think. I think I've gained a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, I think everything just kind of like came back.
And I mean, the Rams are struggling. Like they offensively. And then getting burned by Marvin Harrison Jr. just back to back, I think that just set them in a bad tempo, which I hate to see it, know. But so I don't know. That was Caleb Williams still kind of looks terrible. But like we said,
he's making some questionable decisions.
Yeah. So I mean, that was pretty much all the games.
Yeah, we quickly touched on the Bucs. Lions.
Your boy J.K. Dobbins, another great week. So that J.K. Dobbins jersey is coming to fruition fast.
Yeah. Going to look great
I think
in that Charger jersey.
I'd love to pull up the stats here. I can look for it, but I think he's like second in the league in rushing right now.
I think he probably is. It's fine.
So I mean, I think
he's actually the number 1 leading rusher.
Just kidding. He's number 1 right now.
I mean, when you looked at the season, you knew the number 1 running back was going to be Dobbins. You knew the number 2 back would be Jordan Mason, and then number 3 would be Josh Jacobs.
And Baker. We all knew that was going to be the triple threat.
Baker also led the Bucs in rushing this week.
I'd love to see a stat line on maybe we'll be more. We need a stat guy. Does anybody want to intern as our stat guy?
Yeah, it pays great.
Yeah, DM us.
You will be paid in your second life.
Yeah.
Doing God's work.
Yeah, exactly. I'd love to see like preseason participation and current stats.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
Love to see it.
But yeah, I guess we can dive into, that kind of takes us into the little fantasy action here of the, our daily fantasy league. We got a shout out to one of the listeners, Chester. Chester won. Number 1 in the league. It's actually a listener, Chance Carlin. He's a fan of the show.
Goes by Chester.
Apparently goes by Chester. We didn't know
sources.
That. But great nickname, by the way.
We will be sending you a nice mug.
You have won a nice Not Another Sports Show mug, which you can buy on our merch store coming soon.
Yeah. We got big things coming here soon. We're expanding.
I
do have more of the mugs. Actually, they'll be here tomorrow.
Will, if you'd like.
So I will send you one.
Yeah,
we can sign it too.
We'll sign it for you.
We'll inscribe it. We'll put Champ on there.
Yeah, we'll make sure that you're memorialized forever.
But yeah, we got a lot of stuff cooking.
We do.
Soon we're gonna have the official launch, where we tell everybody.
Yeah, you guys are getting in early at the ground floor, and that's kind of what you want.
Our subscribers are growing rapidly again.
Yeah, we're up to 21 now.
21. That's pretty good.
We
haven't even done real marketing yet.
No, this is just pure word of mouth, pure hype.
This is you guys.
This is the train.
Oh, yeah. You want to be first on the train, right?
Something like that. But so Chester's lineup.
We've got a shout out.
Yeah, we got Lamar Jackson, 17. Jonathan Taylor, 17. He's got the boy J.K. Dobbins, your boy, soon to have jersey.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp hurt him. 5.
I felt that.
Donnie Mitchell also hurt him, 3 points. But you know what? Who saved him? That'd be Chris Godwin, 24 points.
Ooh.
McBride 15, and then following the shout out, Malik Neighbors 26.7.
yeah.
So, and then a nice Chargers defense 11. So that was a great lineup. I mean,
solid.
look, he outscored Lambient
Yeah.
by 6 points is the next highest. So I mean, it was a solid week. We did not finish that high. I'm losing cred fast here. I finished
cup injury really hurt my stack.
It hurt mine as well. I guess I finished 18. That's not bad. You finished 16. So that's not bad.
Who was solid?
Who's that?
Amon-Ra.
He came back. He
Amon-Ra
is back,
had
baby.
18 targets,
He is
11
back,
catches.
baby.
He's back.
I love to see it because I
love Amon-Ra.
I went all in on Amon-Ra in
Who doesn't
this
love
year's
Amon-Ra?
drafts, and week 1 was scary. But you know what? He's back. He had let me just see. He had 20. Was it 20 targets?
I believe it was 18.
18 targets. So
He's back.
he's back. And the funny thing is that I had Red Zone going. In case you guys didn't see the college episode, I am officially back home of this
Back in the U.S. of A.
6-week stretch that I've been traveling. This entire show has been shot.
Finally gets a bye week though this weekend.
Finally get
Gets
a bye
the
week. I have a month off of work, so I should have some time. But like 6 weeks, we shot this entire show in between times that I've been in.
We have sacrificed.
I have been in town for 2 days at a time. In between shows, we've shot on those days. We built this entire set. I've edited all of them on the planes.
There's been a lot of 2 a.m., 3 a.m. recording.
Honestly,
getting this done.
it's late. It's after midnight right now, and my brain's about shot.
We
But-
feel great though.
yeah, but I feel amazing and like
Never been better.
never ever been better. But you know what's not also never been better?
What's that?
My lineup this week.
Oh, what do you got?
I was getting a little cute. I think a little too.
Is this
cute.
an all LSU team again?
No.
Dude, they don't want to hear about your
Look,
bullshit
no,
Bayou
look,
Bengals.
Look, we're moving on from the
We're
all.
not a college show this time.
Like I said, we finished 18. My team finished 18 out of 48, which is still respectable.
We're growing.
You were 16. It kind of hurts my soul a little bit that I lost, but it was a close matchup. Look, this week we're changing it up.
Oh,
The only thing we are keeping the same is we're riding Malik Neighbors again, because you know what? I am all in on the Malik Neighbors train now, even with Daniel Jones. Maybe I shouldn't say I'm all in. It's
Nope,
matchup. It's
can't take
definitely
it back.
it's definitely matchup
Can't take it back.
dependent. They are at Cleveland. Cleveland's the Browns. So we're going to go with Malik Neighbors again. But other than that, we're going hard in on a couple of picks here. We got CeeDee Lamb as wide receiver 1. That's our top dollar bet.
He definitely hit my over last week on the yardage total.
He did. How'd the rest of that turn out for you?
Well, McLaurin didn't get there.
Yeah, he did
Nor
not.
did Amari
Yeah.
Cooper.
The props are going to be interesting to see how well those hit
Yeah.
this year. But that's how it is. I mean, you're talking about
We're early. We talked-
5 to 8.
We already talked. It's been a shit product the first 2 weeks
Yeah.
from the NFL.
And it's a 5. Those were 5 to 8 point multipliers. So, what are you going to do?
Little dart throw.
So anyway, CeeDee Lamb, Malik Neighbors. I'm going Mason as my top dollar running back because you know what? Is he the best? Is he the best running back in the NFL? Right behind J.K. Dobbins, probably. And then you know what we're going with? We're going at RB2. We're going Zach Charbonnet.
Oh,
because
classy little drink you got there. A little bubbly.
Oh, a little Charbonnet, Yeah, we're classy, and we saw what James Cook cooked up against the Dolphins last week, and
He made them tuna.
he chopped them right up in some tuna. So we're gonna ride with a little Charbonnet. We're also gonna run with our boy Sam Darnold, MVP candidate. Great value right now. He's a 7
Fellow mono survivor.
fellow mono survivor.
This is mono awareness month.
It's always mono awareness month. 7.1K is actually a great value right now. Also, the Charbonnet was 6.7K. Great value. And then we move down to my flex, or I guess the third wide receiver, Shaheed. It's already talked about him. I think he's a focal point of the offense. He's only 6.3K. He's playing against Philly, and the Saints are at home. We'll find out if he can keep it going
They're
3
the
weeks
best
in a row.
offense in the NFL.
They are the best offense in the NFL, and the Eagles have given up the second most points in the NFL to wide receivers. So, we just saw what Kirko did to them at the end of the game. So, for a little crazy value at the end here, these are the crazier picks. First off, tight end, Cody Parkinson. Who are they going to throw to in that offense? I'm seeing, is it Tim Robinson? Are we going with a comedian? Is that who they're throwing it to? I don't know. There's some Robinson guy they're throwing.
Demarcus Robinson.
They're throwing to some Robinson guy. I don't see it that being the top target. I saw how much they were targeting Kobe Parkinson in the first game.
No relation to disease.
We don't know that. He could be. And then for the crazy value at flex, because I'm out of money at that point, we got Elijah Moore in the flex.
Oh, that sounds
He was
dirty.
6 for 8 targets for the Browns.
How many yards?
Don't worry about it. But we're going to hit his over in the props, I think, this week. But he is my flex at 4,900.
Wow.
And then a little Raiders offense because they're playing, or defense because they're playing against Carolina. That's my lineup. You might want to lock it in. I think it feels pretty strong this week.
That's solid.
What do you got?
I think I got you beat.
All right.
The irony here is after you hear my lineup, you'll know why there's the irony.
Right.
So, quarterback starting out, Joe Burrow.
Okay.
They're playing Washington. Daniel Jones and them had pretty good success. Bengals got a win, so I think they're going to bounce back here. I think this is a good spot. If I have Joe Burrow, I got to pair him with Jamar.
Oh, a breakout Jamar game?
Breakout Jamar game.
No.
Jamar's getting pissed.
Dude,
He better be. Dude wants to get paid.
Look, I'm kind of worried. Like, I hate Cincinnati sports, honestly. So like, that's my, bias.
Yeah.
But dude, I'd be concerned if I was them.
Yeah. Granted, they're used to starting 0-2, but man,
The
you can only
attitudes
do that
around
so
there,
much.
we've been talking about it every single week, and it is just
the
building.
field
It
doesn't
is-
look good.
Dude, there is frustration building, and
Yeah.
you can just see it in Burrow's face. You can see it. And he's known the dude forever, so like, it's getting awkward.
Yeah. So I got them paired together. I think that's
I thought
pretty
about
solid.
it. I did think about it.
I think this is a spot
gonna
where
lie.
they take off.
Great matchup, by the way.
Yeah, and Joey B's 7,500, Jamar's 8,600. So you're paying up a little bit for Jamar, but I think this is the week that he's going to take off. Similar to like how last week I said Amon-Ra was due to take off. This is back-to-back weeks. Jamar Chase has been very subpar. So I think he's due. Running back, going Ramondre Stevenson
Okay.
against the Jets.
Yeah.
Ramondre's focal point of that offense in New England, gets a lot of passes, gets the main workload. So I have him against the Jets. Then I have Achane against Seattle.
Oh, Achan's been hot.
Achane with Skyler there. They started throwing a lot more checkdowns. I think they're going to try to run the ball against Seattle too, establish the run, set up a lot of screens. Achane, get him in space. So I think he's got a lot of value there at 7,700.
Yeah.
So then we move down the wide receivers. Brandon Ayuk. He's at 6,500. I think this is kind of low value for him, given that Debo's going to be out. I think, Ayuk's the guy now.
Yeah.
He just got paid. The Rams secondary just got torched. We just watched Marvin Harrison
Yep.
pick them apart, and
Yeah.
Brandon Ayuk's a stud. So I think I would look for San Fran here to kind of take out some frustrations that they had last week against Minnesota.
Yep.
Get Ayuk more involved, especially with Debo being out, trying to feed him the ball, get him going. So I think this is a big spot for him. I'm piggybacking your Malik Neighbors pick.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's a target monster, so I think he demands the ball. Daniel Jones knows
He
his
demands-
job's going to
demands.
depend on it. So
Yeah.
he looked great too.
Yeah.
Outside of that one drop on fourth down,
But,
Malik looked great.
Here's the thing. It's similar to the Saquon thing. Like, he had a great game before that, and it's like
Just one bad play, but that's what you like. That's
You
the
did-
last thing you did.
you
though.
did a lot for the team to get you there. And,
right. So it's like, is it really all on you?
And I think my biggest knock on him, just in general in college and everything, was that he's not full Odell diva, but
He's got some of
he's-
that aura though.
he's always had that kind of like, I'm too good for this vibe.
Well, and the thing is, he was running his mouth last week. He was pissed off
Yeah.
and throwing shade at Daniel Jones.
And I
And
just
then the game on the line,
Yeah.
Daniel Jones gives you a ball
he gave you the chance.
and you dropped it.
Yeah.
And that led to Washington being able to come down and score and win.
Yep.
So
And I think
maybe
that's
you gotta
why
look in your mirror, be humbled a little bit.
I think that's why I was a little bit down on him coming into the season, but I just knew the talent. So I'm like, he's probably going to be fine. And Odell was fine in fantasy. He was
Yeah.
fine he had Eli Manning throwing to
It
him.
becomes
but-
when does like your attitude outweigh your talent.
Right.
And obviously we're really early on here
Yeah.
with Malik, but I think I got him this week.
Yeah.
Tight end, I'm going to Isaiah Likely.
How likely is that he's going to continue to?
Very likely.
Okay.
Very likely.
Be hot.
I think the Ravens need to change some things on offense. I think obviously Likely was one of the best target options for Lamar. He's got good chemistry with him.
He had a down week this week. It
He
wasn't
did.
12 targets.
It wasn't.
What?
And it
Let's
was
see.
game plan.
It was down to 3 targets this
yeah.
week. So
But no, I think they're going to get him back involved. And Dallas's defense just got torched by the Saints. So I think Baltimore's got to win this game. You can't go 0-3 to start the
No.
year. That's a tough spot, Baltimore going to Dallas. You have Dallas who
It
just
is.
got their ass kicked at home.
both teams need to win.
And then Baltimore just
bad.
blew a game at home.
Yeah.
One of those teams is going to be off to a rough start.
Yep.
Then with the flex, I'm hitting Tony Pollard. Tony P. Tony
All right.
P.
All right. What's the value on that one?
$6,800.
right.
He's a solid flex, I think, this week, especially against Green Bay. Jonathan Taylor had a good week. They just stopped using him in the game plan. And really for Tennessee, I think they obviously try to run the ball.
Yeah.
You don't want Will Levis doing too much throwing.
No.
And Tony Pollard's been good when he's got the ball. He's been effective. So the line's held pretty well on runs, creating some gaps. So I think they'll be able to move the ball against Green Bay on the ground.
Yeah.
And Tony Pollard's still a weapon out of the backfield, catching passes too. So I think he's got some solid value there. Then with what's left, I took the Giants defense against Cleveland. They had 5 sacks against Jaden Daniels. Put it to what you want.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm also
It's
banking
the
on
Browns.
Deshaun Watson making bad decisions.
Yeah.
So,
Well, he's just not the best decision maker.
you know what we need? That's a pretty good one. I think because we're big Amari people,
Yeah.
we like Amari Cooper.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah, sure.
I traded for him just now in
Oh.
Dynasty to get a
Okay.
little security blanket as
Yeah.
another receiver.
Yeah.
We're gonna send a couple free massages to Deshaun Watson
Oh.
from Not Another Sports Show.
I'm not. No, I'm not signing that check.
It's already been sent.
This was
it's fine.
This is not the express.
So
written
there's two
reviews.
reasons we're doing this.
'Kay.
One, it's either gonna make him happier and play better,
Okay.
or he'll get in more trouble, and then we get a different quarterback in there to actually throw the ball to Amari Cooper. So there's one or two ways we're gonna get this done.
Right.
He either does something stupid, highly likely,
right.
or he's more relaxed and free swinging. So
Wow. Well, here you go, folks. We are having open tryouts for hosting this show. We may be losing one of our
oh no,
one of our
where are
talents
you
here.
going?
Not me, but anyway,
We're just trying to donate.
that's a pretty
the
solid,
cause.
pretty solid roster you got there.
Yeah, the irony was I was giving you shit about LSU. And
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
three
You have-
LSU
You got all the
guys in my-
guys.
yeah.
You got all the guys.
I think it's good matchups this week.
No, I think it's a solid team.
I think we got a good chance here.
I'm going for the dub though. I think mine's
I don't know.
superior. A couple of big storylines. We got Alvin Kamara has got 66 points through 2 weeks so far.
Retro Alvin Kamara. No one knew he's 29 or whatever.
Yeah, he's 29. Yeah. And 44 points. He had like 3 touchdowns in the first half, I think. Maybe 4. Maybe he already had 4. I don't know. It got out of hand quick.
It was so bad for Dallas.
And they're at Dallas. Like it
Can't happen.
can't happen.
Can't happen.
And they're at Philly this week, or they're going to be facing Philly at home. So I could see another big week headed their way.
Yeah, I agree.
And then in the wide receiver position, Chris Godwin. I mean, it was a Chris Godwin week.
I think he's already matched his total in touchdowns from last year.
He might have.
I
Yeah.
think he has 2 now. I
He's-
think he only had 2 last year.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's killing it. He looks great. the chemistry with him and Baker, but like it could be either him or Mike Evans, and
You take one away, the other's going to get it.
yeah. And so we talked about everybody else there. I mean, the top receivers, Malik Neighbors is 3, Cooper Kupp now injured, Jaden Reed injured, and then Shaheed also up there with 37. So some pretty big weeks so far. That's kind of what's the landscape is and who's standing out. Brock Bowers also looks good at tight end. He's currently tight end 2 behind Likely. Actually, they're tied basically for 1, and he's been consistent both weeks.
Yeah, and he's getting more involved in the offense each week. He's really becoming a main target for Minshew.
Yeah, and I don't
He
think
understands zone concepts very well. He finds the spots to sit. It's kind of like a younger version of Kelsey, like just knowing where the zones are, where to sit, where to put your, like really make it easy on your quarterback.
that's been a huge storyline as well. But going into this week's matchups, we've talked about kind of some of the bigger ones already. We alluded to it. How do you feel about this Denver game going to Tampa Bay?
You can go see the game for $36.
Comments, yeah.
I don't think this is going to be good.
No. It sounds like another 0-3 season.
I mean, Tampa Bay is a 6.5 point favorite.
yeah.
I would take Tampa Bay.
It's
I don't know if Denver can score with them.
It's hard to watch, really. And you feel for it because Bo Nix has looked bad. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He's not looked what he looked like in the preseason, which is fine. It's a rookie season. But the thing that I like about it is that he completely owns it and he's not coming up with excuses.
No.
He's angry about it too. He knows he needs to play better. He knows he needs to take looks, and he's learning from these mistakes early.
Part of this is just letting him grow.
Exactly.
If they don't win, it doesn't matter right now.
Right.
Let him get the reps in. Let him learn.
Yeah.
Let him go through these hard times.
And how about Patrick Surtain?
I love PS too.
So do I. It was a little wishy-washy last
Still
game.
a little inconsistent.
Yeah.
A few more penalties than normal. He's not getting torched. He still has good technique. He's just got called on a couple tugs here and there.
Yeah.
But defense has played well in totality. The offense just can't do anything. There's no run game. Receivers aren't catching the ball. It's just the line's not holding for shit.
Yeah, it's
not good.
it's not what you want to see.
I think McGlinchey just got put on the IR too.
Yeah.
So who knows?
We're McGlitching out right now.
It's
what's happening.
unfortunate.
And so, hopefully we'll keep it somewhat close. I almost just picked.
I heard they're tanking to get Hunter.
Is that right?
I did.
Yeah. It could be.
Receiver and corner.
Yeah. We might need it.
They need a receiver. That is young. Or Luther Burden.
Could be.
I'd
nice.
be all about getting Luther Burden.
I could see it.
Or a line. Also need a line. There are a couple things we need.
So are we tanking for
Can we tank for a whole team?
Yeah, can we just start
outside of a couple
trading for
pieces?
more picks now? Or?
Yeah, I'd be surprised now if Cortland Sutton's on the team by the end of the year.
Yeah.
I think he'll be moved for a trade piece.
Yeah.
You heard it here.
It's very possible and probably necessary.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I almost picked Tampa Bay's defense just because I was like, "This is gonna be bad." I couldn't do it, but I thought that was the smart move, probably.
You got any interest in this Thursday night game, Patriots Jets?
No,
Why?
no, I don't. You got the oldest player and the youngest player. The oldest player handing off to the youngest player. It's quite the passing of the torch,
Who you got?
I guess I have the Jets.
Jets at -6. You like them at -6? I haven't been impressed with the Jets.
I don't like them
The
at
offense,
-6. I like them to win.
like 3.
Yeah, I'll take them to
New
win.
England, I think, can hang. I think they can do enough to hang in. They hung in Seattle.
Yeah,
It's a pretty relentless Patriots team, to be honest with you.
right.
Ramondre Stevenson's got 46 carries through 2 games.
Yeah,
They're going to lean on him. And if they can keep the clock moving. I think they cover. I
Like-
think the Jets win, but
The Patriots just keep having these games against these teams.
I haven't seen anything though like out of Rodgers.
No.
Rodgers might be washed if I'm being
Well,
honest.
I saw the stat lines. He has the exact same stats as you know who he has the same stats of?
Who's that?
Oh, our backup quarterback.
Zach?
Yes, the Cougar Chaser.
The MILF machine?
Yeah, they have the exact same stats from weeks 1 through 2.
No
Weeks-
shit.
Yes, for 2 seasons in a row, like back to back. But one seemed to get a lot more hate than the other one. But
Yeah, one was still young.
so. But yeah, so
you know.
I don't really care about that game. Probably won't watch it. The next couple Thursday night football games don't excite me. Probably most of the year, really. Just because
Thursday night just sucks.
we
The
were
product
excited.
Sucks
We were excited about Bills Dolphins.
until they killed Tua. Even before Tua got hurt,
Yeah.
it was over. Tua was turning the ball over left and right.
Yeah, Thursday night's just not a good night for football anymore. We're gonna watch it tonight. We're gonna be watching it.
We'll watch.
But we're not excited about it.
What are you excited about?
Yeah, I was gonna
this
say
week?
we got a couple games I'm excited about. One is the Minnesota versus Houston. We're gonna see
Stephon Diggs
who's
revenge
real.
game.
Yeah, we're gonna yeah, let's see it. We're gonna see who's real, who's not. And I think they're both real, but we're gonna see. They're to me they're similar teams right now. Obviously, Houston has way more firepower, but the Vikings have the best player. So
Aaron Jones, Sam Darnold.
yeah, exactly. That's what I meant. Hopefully, Aaron Jones will play. He's got a hip thing going on, just
Aaron
like every
Jones
player.
always has injuries.
Every
too.
player
That's it.
in the NFL. Who do you got in this game?
Oh, it's currently sitting Houston -2 on the road.
It feels to me,
Houston kind of struggled with the Bears, like offensively. Like,
Yeah.
they couldn't
Right.
punch it in.
and if Mixon doesn't suit up,
If Mixon doesn't
they have
suit
Cam
up,
Akers back there.
okay, cool.
Yeah, so I
So they
think
have a person.
I think if Mixon doesn't play, Vikings all the way.
I'd take the +2 at the Vikings for sure.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings win outright.
agreed.
I think as long as Jets plays, we'll be okay. Now, if Justin Jefferson doesn't play, that's a whole different story.
Right.
But from everything he said, he plans on playing.
Yeah. Another big game that I'm looking forward to in the Sunday day game slates is the Lions Cardinals.
This
At
should be
Cardinals.
a high-scoring game.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 2 really fun offenses that we can watch this game, and you got the Cardinals at home. I think I give maybe, I don't know, after last week, that's hard to, I don't know, it's hard to
really
rank.
liked what I
was
saw from Detroit.
I was about to
Or
say,
from
yeah,
the
from the Cardinals. I was about to say, I give the Lions the ultimate edge, just in general. But man, and then it's interesting because they're at Arizona, but it's like after what I saw for Arizona, I might just give them the outright edge and the home field advantage.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals' offense, I think, can move through Detroit's defense pretty well. Receivers have had good success so far against the Lions. They don't have an answer for Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
Or McBride, really.
Yeah.
I mean, McBride, we probably haven't talked about enough on how
We have
good of a
not.
tight end he's
That's
been.
true. That's a huge
Like, he's been
storyline
great.
too.
Like,
Yeah,
he's like
he's been everything
weapon.
that people have been talking
and
about.
We've talked about Kyler, and Kyler's been nothing short of phenomenal. And
I guess he stopped playing as many video games, or maybe he
yeah.
started playing more Madden, or
Oh,
maybe
maybe.
some NCAA. But
yeah, he's
don't
looked
know.
great. James Conner's been a rock back there. Detroit, Goff's had kind of the turnover bug. He's only thrown for 1 touchdown.
Yep.
He's thrown 3 picks. -3 for Detroit. I think it's just
That's
raw.
tough. That's
I'll
tough.
take +3 with the Cardinals at home easily.
yeah,
Like worst cases, I feel like you push.
Yep. And maybe this is not to say that the Lions have been bad, but in a sense, a get right game for them as well, where they can start cleaning things up. If you got Goff firing on all cylinders, the run game, David Montgomery still continues to just be, we've talked about this for years,
Is he like one
the
of
most
hated-
underrated, most hated backs of all time. Because when you look at it, and
I feel like he's similar to like Josh Jacobs, but
He
just
is.
doesn't get the
No.
love.
and he's so effective. He's such a bruiser. Like, yeah, he gets injured because he's a bruiser.
Right.
I've seen him on Amon Ra had him on his podcast or whatever, and I heard this dude talk. I'm like, oh my, like his personality is his run game.
That's great.
Like the dude is like, you can tell he's just like arrogant. He's like, he's all like, and then, that's what you want to see out of your running back. Honestly, like he talks like he runs. And I mean, I don't know. I think from a perspective of just career perspective, he's one of the most underrated running backs of all time. And he's one of the best in the league right now. But anyway, I think I'm going to go Cardinals here as well.
You think straight up win or cover or
Cover.
both?
I'm just gonna go cover because I could also see this being like a last second field goal win for the Lions.
That's fair.
Sunday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs,
Go to Atlanta.
and we're gonna see if all the hype on
The return of Kareem.
on the return, all the hype for the return of Kareem. I was gonna say Kirk Cousins after last week, but
I thought the Kareem Hunt hype was what everyone was talking
look,
about.
I'm all about it. I think maybe if I don't know if I need 60 seconds for it.
That's just what it is. That's just what it is. I ain't gotta lie to
So,
you,
I
that's
mean,
just
my
what it
boy
is.
Kareem Hunt.
That's
I
just
mean,
what it is.
should you ever make contact with a lady in an aggressive sense? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And he screwed up. He screwed up. But when you hear the facts of the situation, you watch the clip. It was a tap with his toe. With his toe. And there were some things that it came out, and it was clarified, it was confirmed what she said to him, some racial things, some things that were not okay to say, things pointed at him, his family, people like that. So I'm just saying maybe it was overblown, and like I said, I don't support any sort of aggressive behavior as far as that stuff goes, but let's look at the facts. It got way overblown, people. That's just what it is.
Wow. We will also be looking for another host.
Well,
Possible
So if you guys
controversy.
wanted to start over,
You're just saying that lady
We've-
flopped.
we've
That's
built-
what you just
we've
said.
built this podcast so that somebody else can take it over.
Yeah.
No, I mean, look, as far as Kareem back on the Chiefs,
He's probably a couple weeks from playing.
he's it's not going to be this
He's on the
week.
practice squad right now, I think.
I mean,
so.
you got Carson Steele, a steal on the waiver wire right now.
Man, another white running back.
Yeah, not
Know who
me.
he reminds me of?
Who's that?
A little throwback.
Yeah.
You remember who was going to replace AP?
Little Toby Gerhart.
Little
action?
Toby Gerhart, the Stanford alum.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see the resemblance, but
Why?
maybe skin color. But outside of that, I don't really see
They
much
both
of
run
it.
hard.
It's true.
Steele fumbled the ball last week and cost them a big spot. So
Toby seemed more like a fullback to me, but he was like a fullback
the next
wearing a
AP.
running back. But
here's the next AP.
yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing much from Steele this week. I think Kareem is going to take over this backfield unless Pacheco can come back. And I think they're saying 6 weeks. That's a lie.
They were saying it could be the whole year now.
Okay, they
said
are saying
they
that.
don't know. They
Yeah.
said 6 to 8 weeks initially, but there's rumor
Yeah.
it could be until the playoffs. He
I
doesn't
don't.
come back.
I don't. Buy
I don't
that.
know.
I don't buy it. I think it's at least to the playoffs.
It feels like depending on where they're at, if they need him or not.
I'm
like to
sorry.
rush him back.
You're a running back and you have a fractured fibula. I don't see it.
I mean, especially how aggressive
We've
he
seen some
runs.
freak athletes. We've seen some, and he is a freak athlete.
Yeah,
but
he
that's
just runs so
craziness.
hard. Like I feel like that pressure that he puts on his legs. Like you can't come back early.
We also know how this thing goes and how teams say things.
They lie.
They lie.
They lie.
Remember when Hollywood Brown was going to come back in a few weeks, and now he's out for the season?
He will.
Yeah, confirmed he's now out for the season. Oh, surprise. So Chiefs are...
That was a short film. Hollywood.
It was a short Hollywood film.
-3.5 right now.
That's crazy.
Think
at
it should
home.
be higher.
Oh,
At
no,
Atlanta?
yeah, I mean, on the road. I think it should be higher.
Really?
I know we're riding some
Have you
Atlanta.
have you been impressed with what you've seen from KC? Mahomes hasn't looked great.
Here's the thing. I actually have been impressed by KC, even though they haven't played well. They still managed to win every single game, and I think as long as Taylor Swift's there, they will continue to win games.
There's a difference between winning and covering. Good teams
Oh.
win. Great teams cover. I don't think KC's a great team right now. I think they're still molding. I think 3.5 with that hook. I'd rather have Atlanta.
I think Atlanta playing almost anybody else in the NFL this week at home, it's a lock for a win. Almost anybody else. But there's one team I will not bet against, and that's the Chiefs, because they have Taylor Swift on their side, and they have the NFL game script.
I just don't think they'll cover. I think
right.
they'll win, but I don't think they'll cover. I think Bijan's
I'm gonna
make
go.
them pay.
I'm gonna go Chiefs cover, just barely.
Give me the Falcons.
4
and three
point.
and-
Chiefs win by 4.
Give me 3.5 with the Falcons.
And then we have some Monday night action.
Oh,
we got
have-
the double
We got
decker.
We got one more game that we didn't talk about that the people care about.
What's that?
The Ravens Cowboys.
Yeah.
The fight to see whose year's over. Baltimore's a 1-point favorite at Dallas. Make that make sense.
I'm confused.
What have
yeah.
the Ravens done to be a favorite on the road?
I'm incredibly confused by this one. 0-2.
like, what?
Maybe it's a get right.
It's not a get right for the Cowboys. You just got their ass kicked. Both teams have fuel. Dallas is at home.
You got me speechless right now. I didn't actually know that the line was at
Like,
1.
how is Baltimore -1 here?
Get in now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think, are you rocking CD this week? I'm rocking CD this week in daily.
I don't have them on the daily team, but CD's always a good option.
Solid pick. I just,
I would pick CD's over and
Yeah.
receiving again.
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
it last week. I do it again this week.
yeah. Wow.
I just don't get it.
I'm astounded, really. I forgot we didn't cover this game. It's,
And here's the thing: the way the Saints beat the Cowboys was deep over the top.
right.
Lamar ain't making those throws.
No, he can't.
And Derrick Henry's not like Alvin Kamara, slippery.
Yeah. And
So-
then, I mean, you can't make field goals either. I mean, unless I drop him off one of my fantasy teams.
And you know who does make them? Aubrey for Dallas.
Yeah.
I don't think he's missed. He's
Wow.
like automatic.
Yeah. I mean, Vegas seems to just know random things like this. And maybe it is one of those things where it's like Baltimore just out of nowhere is just like, all right, you know what? Screw it. We're going to put it all together this time. And, this time Derrick Henry is going to run for 4 touchdowns like Alvin Kamara did last week. But I think I'm going to just have to go with my gut here, which is saying Dallas by like a touchdown. At
Yeah,
least.
at home. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, give me Dallas.
I honestly don't know.
Covering, yeah, by far.
You want to rapid fire the rest of the games before we get
Sure.
to Sunday?
Yeah, Chargers at Steelers.
Steelers.
Yeah, Steelers.
-1.5. Give me the Steelers.
Yep, same here. Saints Eagles.
It's -2.5 right now for New Orleans. I say give me the Eagles.
Yep,
Eagles
need
coming
it.
off that
They need
loss.
it.
I think they're going to come back.
Saints are running way too hot right now. We need a little heat check.
They are marching in.
They're marching in hard. Indianapolis, Chicago.
No one cares. No,
No one cares. No one cares.
Indy's a 1-point favorite at home.
Give me the Bears. Give me the Bears.
Give me the Colts, I guess.
Browns, Giants. No one cares.
Cleveland's 6.5-point favorites.
Yeah, they're at
That
home.
seems excessive.
They're at home.
Give me the Giants spread. Give me 6.5 with the Giants.
Give me. That's just complicated. I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm gonna take Cleveland here.
with the
Just
spread.
win. Just win. Just win. That's why I said
Money
it was gonna get
line? Money
complicated.
line?
Yeah.
All right.
Just give me them at the win. Yeah, and then
Packers, Titans.
Packers, and wild here. Wild.
-1.5 for Tennessee.
I'm seeing -2 over here.
Oh, man.
So
Give me the Packers all day.
Packers all day.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I don't care if they're at home.
I know.
Did you see how bad
what-
Will Levis has looked? All these bad. His coach is calling him out, just straight up telling him he's dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Jacobs had like a little back injury, but he had that last week going in and ended up didn't matter. So
He's-
give me the Packers and Jordan Love practicing already.
Everybody's injured.
I don't think Jordan Love plays this week.
No,
but
he could.
Willis looked good enough.
He might. Panthers Raiders.
Oh, Raiders.
Raiders.
It's -5 right now for the Raiders. I think
taking
that's
it.
probably low.
Yep,
It's
I'm
at
taking
least
it.
a touch,
Whoa.
especially with Andy Dalton.
What if Andy Dalton?
The Red
comes in?
Rockets revived?
What if Bryce Young is so bad that Andy Dalton comes in and they just win by like 30?
That'd be highly unlikely.
Would be.
If you wanna bet that
taking Raiders.
alternative
I am
line
taking-
of
I am-
30, go
I am
for it.
taking Raiders. And then Dolphins Seahawks.
Seahawks.
We have a Seahawks at -4.5 at home.
I think I'd take the Seahawks at the points.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
In Seattle for
no-
Skyler, that's going to be tough, man.
Dolphins are flailing right now in the water.
I mean, granted, they did have, a little extra time to prep since they played Thursday night this past week. So a little more time to get the offense up to speed and try to draw up a new game plan. But I probably would stay away from this game in general. But if I'm picking it, I'd take Seattle on the points.
Yep, same here. I think a little classy Charbonnet bubbly action.
Yeah.
Rams, 49ers. At Rams, at Los Angeles. 49ers, 7.5 point favorites on the road.
Give me the Niners.
Yeah.
Who the fuck do the Rams have
Well,
on offense?
Yeah, and
Granted, no Debo, but you still have Kittle, you have Mason, you have Ayuk.
they did just get beat by Sam Darnold and
Yeah, they're going to come out pissed.
Yeah.
And really, that game's not a home game.
Right.
Let's be real.
yeah. So that's all the games for Sundays that we haven't called yet. Monday night, double doink action. Buffalo Bills and Jacksonville Jaguars. You got the Bills 5.5 point favorites at home.
Give me the Bills. Give me the Bills.
There's not much to talk about in this game. I think I almost picked Josh Allen if he wasn't a 9,000
I
point
give
money.
that a look too. And Cook. James Cook.
Yeah, and James Cook as well. I both of them are a little bit too rich for my blood, especially if you got options.
This game's going to get ugly.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like a 2-touchdown game for Buffalo. I mean, I just watched what they did to Miami, and they were doing that with Tua before he got hurt.
Yeah,
and they were running away.
It's not
Bills Mafia going to be jumping off fucking planes soon on
Yeah.
the table.
On the tables.
They were all doing it off top of buses, so
Yeah, planes.
that.
Bengals Commanders
at Cincinnati.
7.5 point favorite at home.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
The hook is what's getting me here.
Sure.
The half point. It's a get right game for the Bengals. It's do or die for their season, honestly. I know it's early, but going 0-3,
Yeah,
that's gonna be too hard to come out of. Give me the Bengals and the points. Like I said, I'm in on Burrow and Chase this week, bouncing back.
all right. I'm gonna also go. Well, I'm going Commanders. No. I'm going not to win.
I guarantee you,
Commanders cover. Bengals win.
I guarantee you, an LSU quarterback gets a W this game.
Nice. What if they get injured?
backups going?
Backup. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, I would. I don't know who the backup.
Want to bet? Let's bet on that.
on the backup.
Yeah, so I'm also picking the Bengals, but I do think the Commanders will cover. It's week 3, I believe.
that is. Week
I keep
3.
getting confused in the NFL.
NFL, college, they're all just run together. Hopefully, this week's a lot better game product than what we just saw.
I
These
would
first
hope
2 weeks
so.
have been so bad, man.
It's getting rough.
It's tough to watch.
It is.
There's no rhythm. It's just penalty after penalties. After penalties.
Do we want to just toss to a quick propaganda?
Oh yeah, we love the propaganda.
All right, so a little prop bet here. We're back on the Sleeper app. The pick 3. What do you got this week?
All right, I'm gonna start out with something super sexy.
Yeah.
We're going back to the well. It's been dry, but
It's got to hit one of these.
got
things.
hit. Amari Cooper over 46.5 receiving yards.
I mean, with your gifts that you're sending out,
yeah,
unsolicited, not approved by the podcast and the brand.
right. But the thing is, like, he's had like 8+ targets each game.
Yes.
So eventually he's got to turn to something,
Sure.
right? I think he should be able to beat the Giants secondary.
I mean, I wouldn't say it has to, but sure.
I think he gets 47.
All right.
Marvin Harrison over 60.5 receiving yards against Detroit.
Like it.
He could get that on one play.
Yes.
Here's a sneaky one here.
Mm-hmm.
Little Thursday night game.
What?
Receptions. Over 2.5 for Alan Lazard.
Wow. Wow.
You know, that multiplier is 4.76.
I was about to say, that's got to be a spicy one.
Yeah. So I think Lazard's going to get a little more work.
Yeah.
I think the way the New England will scheme it, I think it's going to lead to the Lazard getting 3 catches at least. So
what's your multiplier?
4.76
Total?
Yeah. So $1 gets you 4.76.
All right. I'm going with I'll give you the picks first. I learned from last week we don't add Thursday night games, so that was a mistake on your part. We don't add Thursday night games to our, especially not 2. I did 2 out of 3 last. That was a terrible decision.
That was not a great idea.
That was ill-advised, and we learned our lesson. So this week we're gonna run it back to the well. Malik Neighbors over 65.5 yards. That's
like
a 1.7 multiplier for some reason.
I looked at that as well.
I love
like
it.
that.
Another one that is, we're going to keep going up in the multipliers here, slightly higher. Baker Mayfield over 237.5 passing yards against the Broncos.
Wow.
I hate to do it, but I win both ways.
Do we?
Well,
Because he could pass for 200 and we still lose.
That's
And we
actually,
lose all the way around.
That's actually, let's hope that doesn't happen. And then for the 1.82 times multiple, we're going to go J.K. Dobbins over 57.5 rush yards at
RB1.
Pittsburgh, because he is going to be the new face of this podcast after you get his jersey. So we're looking at a 5.5 times multiple
I
on
like
that
it.
one. Not as spicy as my last time. I was a little overboard last time, so we're reeling
got
it in
too
a bit.
spicy.
Yeah, we're reeling it in. We don't bet Thursday nights. And
Got a little heartburn after yours last week.
we did. We're trying to gain a little bit of steam here in the sleeper picks. So anyway, that's props for this week.
That is propaganda.
Throw your guys into the chat, into the comments. Let us know. Subscribe. Tell your friends. Buy the merch.
Yeah.
DM us.
Let us
Soon we're
know
gonna
if
have
you want some of these nice quality mugs.
we're gonna have a
we
merch
can hand
store.
sign them.
We got some big things coming your way very soon. We should be
Gonna
launching
be official on the socials pretty soon.
pretty soon. We're gonna be launching worldwide. We're tuning up a few things. We want to change a little bit of the setup here and there, and bring in some talent to help us facilitate these big moves. So it's exciting times.
Got a lot of things going.
We do, and I mean, you guys didn't ask for another sports show.
You got one.